Okay, I'm going to walk you through the first lesson and activity with Microsoft Word. I'm gonna go decently fast. I'm not gonna go as slow as I would in class because you can stop and pause the video as needed and rewatch as you need. So here we are, lesson 1. Again, this is exactly what you have, and I'm just following the exact steps. So step 1 in the blue, open the program. Now again, it says open by clicking on the start menu. Well, we don't have a start menu because again, these instructions were made to do it on a computer. So some of these steps are going to be different on the iPad. So how we can open Microsoft Word on the iPad is just by simply opening the app, which I believe I already have open. Yes. So I have my app open, and you should be at this screen. If you're not at this screen, it's this blue bar over to the left. Make sure you're up on the tab that says New. It gives you all these options. Okay, now our next step. Again, I'm just reading. I'm right here at the very tippy top. So step 1 is in blue, and then it has some smaller steps. We opened it. It says choose a blank document. So blank document up there in the top left. There we go. Your screen should look like this. Okay, and then number 3 says information will be entered at the cursor, which is the little blinky thing, like where you tap your finger, when you start typing. And then it specifically says, I'm even going to zoom in on it, enter this. So this paragraph that says learning to use Microsoft Word is easy, and the rest of those sentences, that's what you need to type. And then it gives you a picture. It says, after typing that, your document should look like this. Now, for the sake of the video, I've already copied and pasted that, so I don't have to sit here and type, and you have to watch me just type. So there's what you would type, those words. Okay, and then the next, so that's what your document should look like. And then the next step is to save your file. Now it tells you how to save your file. Again, it's slightly different on the iPad, but it wants you to save it in a specific way. It says save your file as last, first, word 1, meaning your last name, first name, word 1. So I'm going to go do that. Now to save a document on the iPad, it's up in the top right corner. It's that little arrow that's coming out of the square. So in the top right, and this should come down. And again, we need to name it with our last name, first name, word 1. And then when you're ready, hit save. And you know it works if you look up at the very top in the middle of the blue. It says what your document is now called. So mine is called Lynch Shelley Word 1. Now the cool thing about working on the iPad is that it's set to automatically save. So later on in the document when it says to go back and save, we actually don't need to do that because it's automatically saving for us. Okay, step 2, formatting your text. So again, formatting is just being able to change your text, changing your words to make it look different, be a different size, to have a different style. So number 1 says change the word easy to be italic. Now again, it's different how we select it on the iPad. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your pointer finger, hold it over the word easy, and I say count to maybe about 2 or 3 seconds, and release. And you should get this option to pop up. So again, all I did was held my finger over top of the word easy, took my finger off, and this came up. Now we only want to select that one word, so I'm going to choose the option that just says select. And now it's picked. And it wanted us to make it italic. So at the very top in this menu bar, italic is that letter I at the top right underneath where it says home. So I'm going to tap that. And if I tap just anywhere away, now my word easy is italic, which just is kind of like a way to make it slanted. I don't know why it goes back to the top, but oh well. Okay, so the next step. So we selected the word easy. Again, it actually, these arrows, look at these pictures. They're there to help you. The pictures have arrows that are pointing to what you need to be looking for. Now again, sometimes it's different on the iPad, but these steps are almost identical. So the next step says to change the words following directions and using help features, and they need to be underlined. So we need to select all of those words. So we'll do one at a time. Following directions. So again, you're going to hold your finger down over one of those words, release, select. Now this time we need more than one word. So all you have to do is drag the blue bar so that you have the words that you want. And for this one, we're going to underline, which again is up there at the top, and it's the U with the line underneath of it. So underline. And it looks like I actually forgot a word, using. Okay, and then so our instructions said that we also need to do this with using help features. So again, I selected those three words, and I'm gonna tap up at the top where it says U, and then just tap away. So that's what your document should look like so far. Okay. I don't know why it keeps going back to the top. Oh well. I'm going to try a split screen real quick. That might be a little bit easier. Oops. There we go. Okay, so where are we at? Alright, so we did I'll pull it over a little bit. Why does it go back to the top? Okay, forget the split screen. Just trying different things. Okay, so we underline, and again, arrows pointing to what you needed to click on. And then we need to, step number 3 says change the words Microsoft Word in the last sentence to be bold. Okay, so we need Microsoft Word in the last sentence. So that's down here towards the bottom. So again, you have to hold down, select. And then of course, bold is the very bold letter B at the top. So bold makes your word darker and makes it more noticeable. There you go. So that's what your document should look like so far. Again, I have no idea why it keeps going back to the top, but whatever. Maybe if I click down here or something. Okay, so we did all those steps. And again, it says save your file again. Well, again, ours is saving automatically, which is fantastic because we don't have to worry about losing anything. Okay, step 3. So now here's where we get to change what it looks like, the size and the color. So number 1 says change the font style of the entire paragraph. And if we keep reading, it says click on the drop-down menu and choose Tahoma. So that's the one we're going to be looking for. So the first thing we need to do is select the entire paragraph. So this time, whenever you pick any word, hold your finger over top and release. Since we want the whole paragraph, we're actually going to choose Select All. Okay, and we want to go up to the word menu. So up at the very top, where right now you see SFUI regular, that is going to be our menu of different fonts. And it's in alphabetical order, so we want Tahoma, so we're going to go clear down to the T's. There it was. And you notice it changed everything in the paragraph to now Tahoma. Okay. So we did that step. And again, arrows were pointing in these pictures. If you get stuck as to what you're looking for, the arrows show you what to do. Okay, now it says change the size of the font to 16. And again, because we're changing the whole paragraph, we need to select it first. So the select all, and we want to change it to size 16. So you literally click up at where the number is, and you can either scroll, or on the iPad, you can also just hit the plus button. So that's what your document should look like now. I wish this one would keep going back up to the top. Okay. And then we're on step number 3. Finally, we'll change the color of the words Microsoft Word to blue. Highlight the words by clicking your left mouse. Well, again, we don't have a mouse, so we're just going to choose the select option. And it doesn't say any kind of specific blue, so we're just going to go ahead. Let's select the Microsoft Word that's at the top in the first sentence. It didn't specify, but I'm going to use this one since we already changed the other one. Now, to change color on your iPad, it's also the same picture on a computer, so it's not too much of a difference at all. Up there, and right in the dead center in your menu, where you see the A with the dark black line underneath of it. So right underneath the word layout, this is where you're going to change colors. So I'm going to tap it. And so if you scroll down, it's going to give you all kinds of color options. And again, you can click the color wheel to get more options. But we wanted blue. It didn't say a specific blue, so I'm just going to pick one. And there you go. We changed the color. Okay, so we're moving right along. Okay, so we changed the color, and again it says save your file again so you don't lose your work. Well, we're good on that. Okay, step 4, aligning text. So what we're asked to do here is to create a title. And again, a title, as you should know, goes at the top of a story or a paragraph, whatever it is you're doing, it goes at the very top in the beginning. So what we have to do first is we need to move this paragraph down the page a little bit. So what it tells us is move your cursor to the right before the L in the first sentence, so before the learning, and press the enter key twice. Well, on our iPads, it's actually the return key. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tap right in front of that L in learning, and you see where it's blinking. I'm going to hit return twice, and you'll watch it move down. And then I'm going to take my finger and just tap back towards the top. Oops, there we go. And again, now it's blinking above. I tried to save it from not going down. Okay, so we did that, and again, there's a picture to show you exactly what we see on our screens too. Oh, there, I almost missed it. Step number 2, type. Learning Microsoft Word. Okay, so there's our title. And then it says now highlight the title you just typed, so in other words select it, and center it. So here's probably something new that maybe you haven't used before, and I'm gonna have to remember where it is. I think I remember. So we need to select it first, and centering it means putting it right in the smack dab middle of the page. And I believe, if I remember correctly, on the iPad, it is over to the right where that little paintbrush is with the lines. Not with the letter A, but with the lines. So the paintbrush with the lines, yep, there it is. And just choose center. And again, now our title is centered. So your document should look like this. Okay. Yes, on the computer, it's really easy to find. It's like right there, but again, on the iPad, everything seems to be condensed. Okay, it wants you to change the title to be Tahoma 16, which here's how you can check if it is or not. If you just tap like on one of those words, like so where my little cursor is blinking by Microsoft at the top, look at the menu. It already says Tahoma 16. So if I tap on any of those words, it's telling me what they already are. So we actually don't need to change anything because it's already what we need. And it says your final document should look like this. And again, which it looks like they changed the bold one to blue. I guess we can go do that. A little further. Just in case, we'll change it to blue as well. There you go. It never did specify in our instructions earlier. Okay. So again, here at the very end, that's why I love these pictures. It says your document should look like this. So if it doesn't, you need to go back and fix something. Okay, now here's my favorite part. It says step 5. Now it's your turn. So you're going to use everything you just learned to create your own little activity. So step 1, use the same document, but start on a new page. So move your cursor to the end of your document, or in other words, the end of the paragraph. So I'm going to tap over there at the end of where it says workplace. I wonder if I can tap on this page and it will stay there. Okay, and number 3, it says insert a page break so that you'll be starting on a new page. So we're going to go to insert and choose page break. So it's almost identical on your iPad. So up there's a tab that says insert, and then over to our left it says page. And if you notice, let me get rid of my keyboard. Now there's like a little tiny gray line going across the screen. That's representing a new page. So we're on page 2, and look at the bottom, it even tells me page 2 of 2. So here's page 1. Now we have page 2. So this is where we're going to want to be, on page 2. Moved a little too far, I think. Nope, we're good. Okay, so we did the page, new page. Now we're right here. List 10 things that make you smile or bring you joy. Then you're going to use all of these features to create your document. So you're going to title your document and center it. So what I'd recommend is typing your 10 things first. So let me do something, instead of thinking too hard, I'm just going to literally type numbers. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just for the sake of showing you how this should work, I didn't do what it told me, so make sure you do exactly what it says. It says type 10 things that bring you joy. Well, to show you what you're expected of, I'm just going to type numbers. So make you smile and bring you joy. And then you need to make sure you title your document. So maybe the title would be, so remember, title, that means you have to go back, hit return twice, and tap back at the top. So I'll title this Joyful Things. Title your document and center it. I thought we were forgetting something. So remember, we have to select it. We have to go back to the Home tab if you're not already there. So we have to tap Home, and then center was where the paintbrush was. Okay, so we titled and centered. Change the font style. You need at least 2 different fonts. Then you also need 2 different font sizes, at least 2. You could do more. Then you need to use bold, underline, and italic, all of those somewhere in these 10 things. And then you also need to change font color. You should have at least 4 different colors in your 10 things. It can be in the title, it can be on your different items of 10 things. You need to do all of those options. So your final document should look pretty fun. It should have different fonts, different sizes, different colors, all kinds of fun stuff. So it should look pretty fun. So I'm not going to walk you through all that because that's exactly what we just practiced. So you can go back to your instructions or rewatch the video. But I want to show you how to submit. So once your document is finished, you finish everything you're supposed to. So remember, this one's titled with your last name, first name, word 1. You need to go back to your team's assignment. So I'm going to open it up. So our assignments, activity 1. Okay, so what's going to happen is, and you're not going to see it on mine because mine's in the teacher view, but right underneath of where your assignment is, that gray bar, right underneath of it, it should say add work. When you click on that, it will let you add the file that you just created. That's going to be the easiest way for you to turn in your work. So just click add work. It'll be right underneath of that little gray bar. And then of course in the top right corner, click turn